Hi everyone, it's story time again. I am going to read you a book that I probably should have read you last week because it's about a witch and her name is Winnie. And what was our letter of the week last week? Can you remember what it was? Did you say W? If you said W, then you're right, it was W last week. And Winnie and witch begin with W. So really I should have read this book last week, but I love it so much that I thought I'd read it this week anyway. So let's meet Winnie. Winnie the Witch lived in a black house in the forest. The house was black on the outside and black on the inside. The carpets were black. The chairs were black. The bed was black and it had black sheets and black blankets. Even the bath was black. That really is a black house from top to bottom. Can you see the bedroom and the bath? And in the middle there, it looks to me like it might be what? The kitchen. And the living room. And there's Winnie. Can you see her? She's looking out through a big telescope. Winnie lived in her black house with her cat Wilbur. He was black too, and that is how the trouble began. You see, here he is, sitting on Winnie's feet. Which room do you think they're in? I can see a stove and a kettle, so I think it's probably, if you said kitchen, I think I'd agree with you. Look at the shelves, there's some funny things on those shelves. When Wilbur sat on a chair with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. Now look. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all. So she sat on him. Ooh, poor Wilbur, he's all squashed. When Wilbur sat on the carpet with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all. So she tripped over him. Oh no. Poor Wilbur and poor Winnie. It looks like she was trying to catch something. Can you see what she was trying to catch? Oh boy, that was a big trip. One day, after a nasty fall, can you see what happened? There's Wilbur at the top of the stairs. He was probably asleep, don't you think? What happened? Oh dear, that was a long way down. One day after a nasty fall, Winnie decided something had to be done. She picked up her magic wand, waved it once, and abracadabra! Wilbur was a black cat no longer. He was bright green. And he doesn't look very happy, does he? Poor Wilbur. Now when Wilbur slept on a chair, Winnie could see him. When Wilbur slept on the floor, Winnie could see him. And she could see him when he slept on the bed. Oh, but Wilbur wasn't allowed to sleep on the bed. Uh-oh, I think Wilbur's in trouble. So Winnie put him outside in the grass. When Wilbur sat outside in the grass, Winnie couldn't see him, even when his eyes were open. Oh boy. Can you see Wilbur there in the grass? What's it called when you look the same colour as what you're surrounded by? It's called camouflage. Wilbur's camouflaged, isn't he? He's green and the grass is green. Oh dear. When Winnie came hurrying outside, she tripped over Wilbur, turned 3 somersaults and fell into a rosebush. Ooh, 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 and ah! Poor Winnie. All you can see are her feet and her legs and an arm. This time, Winnie was furious. She picked up her magic wand and waved it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to say the magic word, isn't she? Abracadabra! Wilbur had a red head, a yellow body, a pink tail, blue whiskers, and 4 purple legs. But his eyes were still green. Now Winnie could see Wilbur when he sat on a chair, when he lay in the grass, on the carpet, and when he crawled into the grass, and even when he climbed to the top of the tallest tree. There he is. Winnie's saying, Wilbur, what are you doing up there? He doesn't look like he's having fun, does he? Wilbur climbed to the top of the tallest tree to hide. He looked ridiculous, and he knew it. Even the birds laughed at him. Wilbur was miserable. He stayed at the top of the tree all day and all night. Poor Wilbur. I think he's a little bit embarrassed, isn't he? Next morning, Wilbur was still up the tree. Winnie was worried. She loved Wilbur and hated to see him miserable. Aww. Yeah, she loves Wilbur, and when Wilbur's sad, she's sad. And what do you do when our friends are sad? We try and make them happy, don't we? So let's see what Winnie does. Then Winnie had an idea. She waved her magic wand and abracadabra! Wilbur was a black cat once more. He came down from the tree, purring. There, look, they're both happy to be back together again, and Wilbur's his old self, just like a cat should be, not like a rainbow. Then Winnie waved her wand again and again and again. What's she going to do this time? Now, instead of a black house, she had a yellow house with a red roof and a red door. Wow! The chairs were white with white and red cushions. The carpet was green with pink roses. You see, there are the cushions on the chair. Wow! And the green carpet. The bed was blue with pink and white sheets and pink blankets. Look, there you can see it. And the bath was a gleaming white. You see the bath too. And now Winnie can see Wilbur no matter where he sits. You see Wilbur there with Winnie? And why can Winnie see Wilbur now no matter where he sits? Why? Because he's not camouflaged anymore, is he? Because is there anything in that house that looks like it's black? I don't think so. Not by the look of it now. So now Wilbur doesn't fade into the background because he's not the same colour as everything else. So thank goodness for that. Winnie was happy, Wilbur was happy, and they live in a beautiful house, don't they? So lucky them. Okay, boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed meeting Winnie. There's another Winnie book that I have, and I think I'm going to read that to you tomorrow. So we'll look forward to that. And I'll see you later. Bye.